Well, hello everybody, and welcome to this episode of G Bears Off Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert. And I want to thank all of you who were a little worried about me. I haven't posted in a few days, and I got a few text messages and emails, and people were concerned what was going on. Well, it was nothing really big, except that I was helping my neighbor patch his roof and do some repairs on it, and it's taken up a few days, so I'm sorry for not having been able to post. And I know some of you are waiting for the start of the new seed giveaway. Well, since we're in that time of the year where nobody's going to be planting seeds anyway, I had to forego that for a little while. So it'll probably be I'll probably announce the start of it and the new rules and all of that somewhere around the 5th, I guess, or the 6th. That's next weekend, right? Yeah. So I should have that ready to go by then. Like I said, I've been busy, been up on a roof, and helping my neighbor get ready before the rains come. So we're pretty much done. We're like 95% done up there. And there'll be one more trip up there as soon as the rest of the materials are on site. So we'll try to get some videos in between now and then. Sun is setting, the end of another beautiful day, November 30th, 2020. And anytime now, we'll be seeing a full moon rise up over there off that horizon. And that's going to, well, last night it looked full, but tonight is the actual full moon. And just beautiful today. Never really got super hot, but it was still shorts and t-shirt weather. And as you can see, the flag is sitting still. So's the PMA up there. Chickens, I've just fed them. And I've been down to the garden house and greenhouse. I'm going to go show you a couple of little things I came up with to temporarily handle the freezing nights that we've been having. And show you some of the other things, because I've got to close up the greenhouse anyway. When my neighbor was down the other day, he was surprised that it was 54 degrees out in the morning, and we went inside the greenhouse and it was 80. He goes, wow. nice. It just felt like the heat was on. So yeah, it was beautiful. Anyway, well, let me go in the other way, because I got to close the greenhouse up anyway and keep the heat in for the night, because it's starting to cool off now that the sun's set. And let's get in here. As you can see, I got my 6 bags of garden soil here, all ready to go. And I forgot to mention, yes, Jim H. They do come from Carson, California. And I really do like this soil. It's always done me well. I've used it for a lot of years in all of my gardens. And once it gets in there and gets broken down into a fine soil, every now and then I just till it and mix in a few new nutrients, some compost, and some, remember I told you about burning your tin cans? I put some of those down inside of there, and some chicken poop. That's good for nitrogen. And I replace the soil. Also, you can sprinkle Epsom salts, but don't use any of them that have fragrances in them, like, you know, for soaking your feet so they smell pretty. Just straight Epsom salts. Just cast some lightly across all the soil and water it in. Everything in here has been watered. I just finished watering a little while ago. And while I'm walking around, I'm going to mention Tomcat has been out roaming ever since Thanksgiving Day. And he comes back usually at least once a night. And I keep cleaning. Every day I clean his cage out. I clean his litter box. He's been using that. And I clean his food and water and keep that food and water inside of there. And he's been going in there and eating and drinking and using a litter box. So I know he's still around, but he is feral, so he hides when he hears humans around. So it's really hard to see him unless I catch him on my security cameras. So anyway, this is something I started doing because I didn't have time to build my protective cage around this tangerine tree. This is mandarin tangerine, and every year in the winter it'll freeze and die, and then it's got to fight its way back to health through the whole next year. So I'm not getting any progress out of it. So right now I found that it's still small enough that I can cover it with one of these buckets, and I spray painted the backside black and the top black for right now, just to gather some heat during the day. What I'm going to end up doing is cutting out a window on 3 sides because that's south facing, and cutting out a window at the top here, and I'll hot glue some plastic sheeting over the top of those places so sun can get in there. What I do every day is I come out here in the morning, I take that off and let the sun get to the plant, and then at night I put this back on here to cover it. And when I come in the morning, I lift that up. Boy, does that tree look happy. Real green leaves, and the ground is moist right below where the bucket is. So it's holding the heat in, and it's doing what it's supposed to do. Probably won't work if you get temperatures down below 0, but we don't get that around here. So when they call it a hard freeze here, it's in the 20s. So anyway, I did do that. I did trim and prune my grapevine here because I want that to produce a lot of grapes this coming year, and not only enough just to eat for table grapes, but maybe to make some good wine. Yeah, and some vinegar too, and make some good white vinegar out of that. All right, so everything in here is looking good. This is cilantro. I got some onion sprouts here, more cilantro. There was a cilantro plant in here that was about 40 inches tall, and it spread seeds everywhere. So I got cilantro growing everywhere here. My kale is really healthy. So I'm going to be making some kale soup pretty soon, and I'll be picking some of that. These are some sprouts of the mulberry trees, and they're doing fine. My garlic, I haven't got that into place yet. I'm going to grow that inside of the greenhouse because it'll really get too cold out here for the garlic. I've got some sprouts coming up in here. Not sure what it is. You see the red clumps there? Well, that was this stuff here, which is a border mix, and it's got seed in it for flowers. And I mistakenly, well, not mistakenly, I grabbed it on purpose, but I didn't read the bag, and I started dumping it in thinking it was just garden soil, and I was going to mix it in for the nutrients. And no, I saw the red stuff come out, and it was a little too late. A bunch of it got mixed in here. So I'll see what comes up out of that. Over here, this is potatoes and onions, and they're doing well. And here, my jalapeno peppers, I've got some nice jalapenos in there, and some nice jalapenos here. And my strawberries, I ate the strawberry. It was delicious. Made me sad that there was only one. And over here in my herb garden, the rosemary and the oregano are doing great. And then you can see over here all the little sprouts there. They're starting to pop up everywhere through here. So you see them right there in the corner. And that'll be mammoth dill, Genovese basil, parsley, and oregano. Parsley, sage, all right. I know, don't quit my day job, right? All right, so you can see all the sprouts here are coming up off of the broccoli plants, starting to retake, and it's looking good. So let's go into the greenhouse real quick here. Look at my lettuce. Oh, I pluck a few leaves off of that each day, and I just pop them in my mouth and eat them as I'm walking around here. Cilantro popping up here. I got some catnip growing up right there. Not sure what that is over there. Might be cilantro. And there's my asparagus, and it's really looking healthy. This is inside of the Harbor Freight 10 by 12 greenhouse, and I really am happy with this. Even with the gusty winds hitting close to 40 miles an hour, this thing has held up without any added screws or anything like that in there. So I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, over here, got another garden bean plant popping out. And over here, I think this is possibly tomato. I don't think that that's spinach. I think I got tomato here. I put tomato on one side and spinach on the other side. And I forgot to mark which side was which. But that looks like a tomato plant coming up. Although it does have a little round seed on the end of it. So it could be spinach. Anyway, I got another cucumber plant coming up here, and I gave 2 to my neighbors so that they can have some. The citrus trees are doing well in here. And down there, I got some Bush Champ cucumbers. I got 2 of them, and that one's already getting its second set of leaves popping up out of it, so they're doing fine. Here's one of the other Blue Lake bush beans that I planted that was in the same unit as that last one over there. And look at how big that thing's gotten since I transplanted it into a bigger pot. Nothing has popped up out of the green crop bean, but there's my peas. And somebody asked me how they do when you transplant. Well, there's a transplant that came out of the starter over there, right into the regular soil, and it's growing just like it should. All right, this is an experiment with potatoes. I took one chunk of potato, probably silver dollar size and about a 1/4 inch thick, that had 2 eyes on it. And this was one that froze over on the other side when we had that one deep freeze night. And it's still showing some signs of regrowth here, as you can see on the stem. So I'm going to see if that works and see how many potatoes I get out of that. My citrus trees, radishes. There's my bumper crop of radishes. They're coming up well. Here's the original one. You remember how small all of those were. It won't be long and I'll be eating radishes. And nothing on the plants yet there. Now that's definitely a tomato plant popping up over there, because I know I put the last 6 were tomatoes. So I'll get some tomatoes out of that. These tomato clippings up here are doing okay. They're taking root, especially this one. He's healthy, but he's got cilantro growing all around him too. All right, now they're coming around here. This is a bumper crop of the cherry bells radishes, and they're all sprouted. Well, not all of them, but most of them. So they're doing okay. And then look at my carrots over here. Boy, have I got carrots growing. So when they get a little taller, I'll be thinning those out a little bit. But I like to wait until they've probably about got a 2 or a 2.5 inch carrot on the bottom. When I thin them out, I just have a bucket of fresh water with me. I rinse them off and I eat them. And delicious. So that's all. Avocado tree is doing well, but he needs to get transplanted. He needs a big pot like that one over there. So I'm going to get him transplanted ASAP. That's why I brought the extra soil, because I didn't need 6 bags of soil. I only needed 5, but I brought 1 extra so I could get the avocado tree transplanted. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. It's been a pleasure. I hope you subscribe. I can use the subscriptions. And I'm going to have another giveaway too with something that's has to do with seeds. And this second seed giveaway will be bigger than the last one. I've got a perfect box to mail them in. The last time I had to modify a box and make it smaller to handle what I had to do without paying extra. So I'll get that together. I'll get an announcement out with the rules and that stuff, so you guys can all start putting your names in for the next seed giveaway. And then after that, I've got some interesting stuff to give away. And thanks a lot. This is G Bear signing off.